Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and in this video we are going to be going over a hybrid defense that the casual of the most casuals can currently run in Madden 23. It's going to be good enough defense to pretty much stop any tier player in Madden, and it's going to be good enough defense to frustrate any tier player in Madden as well. So before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment anything down below in the comment section, or just comment FTA because it's for the algorithm and it helps push these videos out to more and more people. So the more you like, the more you like, subscribe, comment, share, helps the channel grow, obviously. So I always appreciate you guys' help. Now, in this video, we're going to go over a basic strategy, a basic technique that's going to help those of you guys who are struggling to play defense. It's going to make defense a little bit easier for you guys without giving up too much. And by me saying that, I mean there's people that run match coverage. And match coverage is a great defense, obviously, but if you don't know the matching principles, it makes it a little bit difficult to run. So currently the meta in Madden is hybrid defenses. We're not running match coverage, we're running hybrids, where we're coming out in like a cover 2 shell and then manning up certain people, or coming out in a cover 3 shell and manning up certain people to make sure that we're not getting beat over the top. In this video, we're going to go over a technique that's going to allow you guys to pretty much utilize those kind of coverages while at the same time playing good enough defense to frustrate your opponent a lot. Now, we're going to go over a few different kinds of defenses, but the result is going to be the same. Like the entire technique is going to be the same. So this is going to help those of you guys who are brand new to the game and don't really know how to adjust as often. This is going to be for you. Now, first things first, you are going to click R3 when you get into your play call screen, and you're going to go down and change your zone coverage to match. Secondly, you're going to make sure that you have man coverage abilities on one of your safeties, zone coverage on the other. Okay, so whatever your zone coverage cocktail is, that you have to have that on one guy, and then on the opposite guy, you're gonna want to have some form of man coverage abilities, like some sort of man coverage cocktail, whether it be route KOs, whether it be inside shades, outside shades, doesn't matter what it is. Just make sure that you have that sort of cocktail cooked up. So after that, you're gonna find one of these plays in your playbook. I'm currently in dollar, and you guys can copy the same exact thing that I do here, but I'm currently in dollar, and my play that I'm going to pick is going to be either FS zone blitz or SS zone blitz. You pretty much want any of these plays where one of the two safeties is coming down to blitz. So as you can see, this Okie roll play is going to work. It's a little bit weird, obviously not necessarily weird, but it's going to be a little weird because you're kind of telling your opponent exactly what you're doing with one of these Okie rolls. So yeah, the play that I'm going to be coming out in is going to be either the FS zone blitz or the SS zone blitz. Now, the reason why we're coming out in one of those, and I'm just going to go ahead and call any random play on the offensive side. Let's just hop into somewhat of a meta formation. Let's hop in a bunch. So the reason why we're going to come into that is because we're going to come out, well, in this situation, we are going to base align as well. But the reason that we're going to come out into that is because we want the cover 3 look. We want the cover 3 look, and then we're going to take this guy here, who is currently our safety, who's come down to play anything in the flats or whatever, and we're going to be able to man him up, not just on anybody that's on this, not just on anybody that's on this bunch side, but we can man him up on the solo side receiver, Julian Edelman. If you see the individual coverage, I can take Harrison here, who is our right side safety, and I can go ahead and man coverage on anybody that's on the field. And that's what's going to make this so difficult for your opponent to pretty much take care of, is if I'm cross manning these guys, and I can cross man this guy as well, but obviously that's up to you guys if you guys want to go ahead and take that route. So I can cross man my two safeties to whoever I want on the field and make coverage, make defense fairly easy for me. But if you do that, obviously you have to make sure that someone's guarding the deep blue in the middle. That's why I told you guys to make sure that you have zone coverage abilities on one side, and then and then man coverage abilities on one of the other guys, because if you guys are cross manning like this is going to be the result. Now you can man up the interior linebacker that's here, and then your user is going to be on whoever the other middle linebacker is. So this guy's going to be in a hook curl, and I'm going to leave this guy here in a blitz, and that's going to be your user. But this is going to be your main key right here. Whoever this person is manned up on, you want to make sure that he is manned up and glued on whoever it is with a decent amount of abilities. So essentially, we want that guy to pretty much be useless. So right now, we want that slot that's right here pretty much useless on the field. Now, I did not put any man coverage abilities on Harrison here. I'm just simply going over the kind of defense it's going to make it extremely easy to play defense. Okay, so he's not going to knock out anything, and boom, our pressure ends up coming in fast enough for our guy to actually get, you know, the sack there. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we don't want to have to guard this guy. So we're hoping that if this throw gets made, our inside shade, our medium route, deep route KO ends up activating to the point where we end up pretty much getting a knockout. So this guy is going to end up being somebody that we don't have to worry about. And that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking to not worry about one main person that is on the field, while we end up pretty much making sure that everything else is kind of clamped up. Now, this is the only route that was actually open, simply because, well, we're not really playing any type of coverage right now. We're just simply going over the exact setup for the video. So you're running a cover 3 while making sure that this guy here is pretty much clamped up. Now, you can do this with anybody that's on the field. If you notice that they keep on going deep with one of their users, with O, we have a deep blue out here that's going to make sure that any deep route's going to pretty much be clamped up. And then the only person that we could potentially be having a guard is the tight end. So let's make sure that tight end is guarded with our user, not our user, with our guy, with our man coverage guy. We're going to call him Weapon X. All right. Weapon X is going to be our man coverage guy, and we're going to want him to pretty much be manned up. So in one simple adjustment, you're going to end up having a solid cover 3 foundation with your defense, plus your user should go crazy. So again, we're sitting there, we're making sure our one's clamped up and everything is bagged up on the field. Now, granted, we sat there and followed R1 the entire way, which allowed us to pretty much clamp up everything that's on the defensive side, because like I said before, we have our wheel route that ends up getting clamped up by the deep blue. This guy here ends up getting clamped up. And then our user's assignment was pretty much to make sure that R1 doesn't get free. Why? Because we have this hook curl here that's his assignment is to make sure that anything in the middle is supposed to be free. So everything on the field is pretty much clamped up, and this goes for a lot of different formations. So if you're running this cover 3 type of situation, and let me call timeout just to help you guys out, because I know a lot of the times certain people like to hit the seams here. So let's call the same exact play here. Oh, and let me go ahead and base align as well too. That's another adjustment that you guys can do if you guys want to make sure that you guys are doing this properly. So let's hop into something like spread, right? Spread, and we got SS zone blitz once again. Our safety comes down, and right now, since we are in a spread formation, a spread look, our seam flats should do a decent job at covering anything that comes across the field. But again, we're going to be able to sit there and take Weapon X. Remember, this is Weapon X here, our guy that's coming down, and we're going to be able to man him up over here. But most people in some type of spread formation they're going to try to utilize these guys on streaks. Why? Because they notice that we're in a cover 3. We're taking one of those away at least. And with our seam flats, we should not get burned by anybody here. And obviously the only people that were open there are the guys that are on the outside, simply because we had our seam flats there. And again, if you have seam flats there, the only thing that you might have to worry about guarding are those outside guys. But guess what? Weapon X can go ahead and man up on those guys as well too. So this is going to be a defense where you guys are going to have pretty much one adjustment that's going to help guard anything that you guys want, and it's going to pretty much make your defense perfect. Now, that I did not mean to actually throw that, but it resulted in us getting an interception anyway. So let's go, GG's. Let's go ahead and just run out of bounds here. My controller dropped, and that was the result. But again, you have so many different options to do this with, and as you can see, man, he's pretty much going to be there clamping up any route that's there. And because we're going to end up pretty much pressing that person as well, but that's going to be in a separate video because you know what, screw it, let's just add it into this video. So if we're utilizing weapon X here, and what we want to do here is, because everything else is going to be sort of clamped up because it is a cover 3, so they are going to have to make a nice little read here. You can take this guy, right? We're going to take weapon X, and because we're going to have deep route KO and medium route KO on him, we're going to go ahead and individually coverage and shade underneath, and we're going to press. Okay, so that means that any route that's underneath, he should try to cut off, which means that some of the routes that are going to be over the top might get up over the top of him, but they're going to be such tight reads. So let's say I take Gronkowski and put him on a streak here. They're going to be such tight reads that he might get over the top, but look at how many people are around that person specifically. Now, again, he wasn't the read, obviously. I'm just making a point here. But again, there's just, even if we're pressing, and he's going to come back down, by the way, that person who ends up throwing to him is not going to look at that route and go, man, that guy's open. But he is going to do a decent job at pretty much clamping up most of the routes. As you can see, look at that. Now, the only route that's open is this, again, because we have those seam flats with our match coverage on, which is going to allow us to pretty much play defense fairly easily, no matter who it is that we're playing against. So again, these guys on the outside are going to be our main little key here, and it's going to make defense a lot easier. Again, we see that route open, and the only route that's open is square. A great player is going to make that read. A basic to casual isn't going to be looking at a hitch route there. They're going to simply have, like, you know, a streak or something, a streak or something of that sort being on the field. That's it. That's gonna be the video. Hopefully you guys enjoy, man. This is something that a lot of people are gonna end up struggling with, is defense. So this is gonna make your defense a little bit easier to play if you guys are struggling on that side of the ball. My name is Pony Montana. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.